nightmare for Illuminati, desperately trying to make their way out. They have no options to push toward that top side, and that is as fast of a recap as you will see.
Dock it, rotate, get some kitchen control. The biggest issue is that you're still spawning around basketball court, but look at Narc's position. He's already inside the pool. Great pick up there by Nutty to be able to recognize we got to get past Tiki. We got to get some map control for crying out loud, because the biggest struggle when it comes down to rate control and COD Mobile, you just don't want to get absolutely snowballed after that B zone was already captured. Lives are marginalized, just two difference in between these two teams, but trades still coming across the board. The biggest issue coming through from Omniscient is that they want to see form control around this A bombs or this A control site, excuse me. They got to win the next two wave of gunfights.
Oh, big gunny for Saturn's able to pick one, goes untraded and finds another on the inside of Tiki. Mari there for the trade. Gathilia not gonna read, but wow, the flashbang saves his life right there. Gore's gonna be there for the trade, and it looks like they come out on the better side for Illuminati. Right now, Omniscient's scrambling, and they've got to slow the pace of this one. They've still got a minute and 10 seconds. Fortunately for them, Mari's going to be able to pick two, and one more is found on the inside of Tiki for balance. That should be the opening, but they continue to scramble, and they need to take their time with these gunnies, because these can be costly the more that you lose.
They knew they were missing one player. That was Nutty. He pushed all the way inside of Art and immediately just gunned over by the open staircase. But so long as you have players around Tiki, you feel like you got a chance. Aether is able to at least find Saturn's around that Tiki bar. Slides on forward with the pistol. Sure, why not? Looking for a little bit more. We'll get it in the end. That's insane. Now you're down to a 2v4. Can Omniscient pull this back?
Wow, rough spot for them, given the dominance we saw over on that B side. But Dawn's going to be able to find two. And Illuminati come out, guns blazing right there. Fantastic adjustment to get some map control over toward that A side. And Omniscient were just not able to make the reads. I felt like they got way too aggressive over there rather other than trying to play through mid fire, and now they're gonna full send everything right here as Nutty picks up two, and that should be enough to seal it. If I'm Omniscient, I'm just saving the rest of these for the next round, because this one is completely chalked. You got 3 lives left to 15 for Illuminati, and these guys seem to have completely flipped a switch.
You want it to end by kills, though, is the biggest thing if it ends up going towards that round number 5, but it is almost inevitable at this point. Going to be a 2-0 lead in the map number 3 for Illuminati, barring some crazy heroics to come all the way through. First segment of progression has already been locked in. I got balance, fill up. Last 2 players alive versus the 12 of Illuminati, including their respawns. And I'm not too sure if you can even find your way back in. They're just going to chalk it. They're going to allow it to go through the segment progression, which would almost argue that Omniscient will probably, if it does go to round 5, are going to be back on offense. But just to talk about some proficiency, I mean, you did pull out the Purifier. I don't mind that at all. But, I mean, you almost wanted to save that Predator missile. You had that round in the bag. Nonetheless, it's neither here nor there. It's a 2-0 lead for Illuminati. They look great on this map number 3, Bobby.
And I'm expecting to see Omniscient pull out some of these operators early to try to fight for some map control, and that's what they're going to do. Balance is going to be able to pick up 2 Purifier in hand. He secures Kitchen. And right now, waiting for the reinforcements as they push up to Red, Gathilia, and Saturns to do the damage for that gunfight. Right now, still trying to get somebody onto the objective, and Balance should be able to push through for another right here. Now making his way up toward Laundry, and it looks like they get the information, but only one player left there, and Gathilia has pushed all the way toward spawn. No communication for Illuminati as he's running willy-nilly. Double kill for free, why not? One player on the inside of basketball court, but Lucky seems to have the information. Not going to be able to win the gunny.
Second segment looking pretty darn good to be locked in. Just going to be leaving Saturn. Patterns behind while you have Balance going back to do Balance things. Swings a little bit wide, will lose their life. But that B zone, it looks to be chalk. Not unless Mari has anything to say about it. It does have a sniper around Laundry to maybe try to recontest this, but the timing's going to be tight. Predator missile's going to get called in for Balance, trying to at least open up this A zone before B actually gets fully captured, and it sure will. Add some time on towards the board. Lives not too far gone for Illuminati on this defense.
Yeah, very even so far, and to be honest, it was whenever you get one objective captured for Omniscient that they really started to struggle, and it was that B objective that they captured pretty flawlessly but couldn't make any progress over toward A. We'll see if we find a different approach right here. Still plenty of time to work with. Saturn's going to be able to find one. Gone drops there as well, and now the feed turns yellow as they send some utility over the top. Beautiful jump shot out of Saturn's, and just like that, it should be a fairly open A objective, and with the life lead the way that it is, this should be at least one tick of progression, if not more, for Illuminati. Spawn traps starting to go through. Balance is going to unpeak right there. He's going to be in position to continue to contest. Although the nade goes across up top, he somehow stays alive, and only 5 lives here to contest. Omniscient have finally fought back and found a way to take a round as 12v4 and no map control. The round looks a little hopeless for Illuminati.
Yeah, I mean, it is all gone and fallen by the wayside. I mean, you got one player inside of money. Sure, maybe you could try to contest, but it's just not going to be there, not soon enough. The one saving grace that Illuminati almost had to try to retake that was going to be Nutty. He got a really good spawn, and he started pushing through the middle of the map uncontested through Zig, and he started pushing through the water stairs. But the biggest issue is the same thing that we were talking about. When Omniscient have control of an area, much like in that map number 1 for Hardpoint, they're reading the flanks, they're getting good timings, they finally get themselves on the board, making this map number 3 interesting.
All right, Narc's getting aggressive, outskirt. On the objective quite yet for Illuminati, and Balance is going to get traded right there. Lucky can't find a way through that gunfight either, and a lot of these that it seems like Omniscient should have the advantage, just not capitalizing. Gadelia is going to get spotted top statue, but does not get taken down. But there'll only be one man left standing there as Narc's going to drop, and that should be an open B site.
Big difference as far as that opening rip is concerned, where Illuminati were able to full cap it just with a 6-life lead, going almost completely flawless in their previous offense. A little bit more patience from ARs around Laundry for Omniscient, just waiting for the challenges to come through ring, and they're able just to find some good team shots and at least keep lives just about even. And also sending players through mid to maybe try to pinch through Art was a fantastic rollout and a great decision off of their previous fumble on the last defense from Omniscient. That B zone's going to get captured. That is inevitable, but Omniscient need to be careful. They're giving up a lot of lives along this transition. God's already found himself inside of Kitchen, is going to be playing inside of Money, waiting for the rest of his team. The biggest issue is that Omniscient do have players around Art. They have them in around bottom bed, so the pinch is already set up, but Illuminati just aren't winning the gunfights anymore up front.
Yep. Once again, that kitchen control has been completely cleared for Omniscient. So for now, it's going to be a tough task for Illuminati to make the wrap on through. Mari's going to find one to try to open things up, but Balance once again getting aggressive to try to push back those spawns. 3 in the feed for Omniscient right there. They retake the life lead, and they'll single file through the bottom of Modern once again. Balance picking up the sniper, should be in position. Not going to find an angle, or rather not have the timing to have the right weapon right there, and Mari shuts him down. Illuminati fighting back, but they've got to go big on these gunnies. Yeah, they sure do. Gatilla is still looking for that timing. 45 seconds, 6v7. You feel like that this is going to be the last possible push. Illuminati want to take this offense into map number 3 to boot. Yeah, you do not want to go to around number 5. Big gunfights go the way of Omniscient. 4v3 right here. Sniper comes out for Lucky. Every life counts at this point. Gore on the backside. Nade's not going to drop on his head, but just by a couple of inches. And right now, it's going to be basketball completely locked down, and they need a sniper pick out of Mari to open this up. They're not offering up anything with only 17 seconds left. Balance is going to peek through. Drop score right there. All down to Mari. Sniper on a heady, but not a whole lot of time to work with, and Omniscient take back-to-back rounds to force a round 5. And I'm pretty sure with those kills alone, that should actually be Omniscient to be able to get defense, maybe? No, they didn't get enough. The kill disparity just a little bit too far gone, so it's going to be it's a round 5 offense coming through for Omniscient, but hey, you're able to win the last offense quite decisively, in my opinion, bringing things down to the absolute wire. Just got to be careful if you are Illuminati. You find yourself in these situations where the flanks are just such an easy read, but Omniscient keep exploiting it quite wonderfully, and talk about a good rollout right there for both teams, quite candidly. But the difference is that Lucky found his way with an SMG in hand all the way inside a kitchen. Sure, the B push doesn't come through, but now you're spawning parallel over towards A, and you can start benefiting off of Lucky's opening push. Oh, and they're getting crazy aggressive right here. Balance has just been the king of kitchen for this entire map. Nobody's wanted to challenge him. They're going to get players onto A early. This is the objective that they've had the most trouble with. And Saturn's winning that gunfight. Completely clears off basketball court. Balance gets pushed out on the top side once again, and even when he's not on the objective, he has been so difficult to deal with. Gathilia gonna pop the Annihilator and gets dropped immediately once again. That's one of the downsides that we've seen out of this Omniscient squad. Some of the operators haven't found much value. That hasn't been the case for Balance, though. The Purifier absolutely lethal. Saturn shuts down one more, and A has now been completely captured as score streaks have been earned as well. Pred missile coming in for Balance as well. It's actually a 3-for-1 trade off the said Pred missile. So Illuminati, I mean, they at least have some map control specifically for Nutty. He's already passed Rocks, trying to get himself inside of Art, but I mean, he has a wave of force coming through inside of Art and can't even go 1-for-1. A 3-wave of gunfights coming through in favor of Omniscient. Bobby, they have a 7-life lead and they're on the B zone. Operators starting to come out. Gore, Claw, able to find one. Balance pushing through Kitchen once again. Time and time again, making the right reads. He's on a 5 spree right now. One player left on B for him to deal with. Turns and burns on to Gone. And just like that, the EMP system has been earned. 6 lives remain for Illuminati. Their final hope of making it into the challenge stage. But Lucky shuts down another with the Deagle in hand. And all hopes have been dashed as they'll capture that B zone. And it is going to be Omniscient coming out on top with the 3-0 win.
I mean, a little bit of irony, isn't it? I mean, you had a 2-0 lead if you're Illuminati to potentially start the reverse sweep in the series. And then you get reverse swept in the control, put it in the file cabinet for things that should never happen. The operators, a little bit too hesitant to use when they had the chance to be able to win that round, to be able to get that 3-0, and also the potential to be able to even win it 3-1 for crying out loud, as these replays will be alarming for a lot of different and potentially wrong reasons. I mean, the opening breakoff for Omniscient in their opening offense was fantastic, but they could never find their way back over towards the A zone. Illuminati surprised me, and I'm sure a lot of you all watching at home, with just the amount of speed and gusto that they came out from their opening offense. And that was the confidence that they've been missing from a handful of rounds. It just simply was not enough for Omniscient, as it always felt like what we got in the map number 1 and the map number 2. You give these guys some time to learn about what they need to do and what you are throwing at them, they will absolutely eat you alive. A fantastic 3-round sweep there for Omniscient to close out the series.
And I think you got to go back to the end of round 2. Like you mentioned, you have a pred missile that's used and an operator that's used in a round that is basically a guaranteed win. And after that, they start to lose momentum. And after that, things fall apart quickly for Illuminati. It's those small decisions that start to stack up, and they stacked up big time against them, as they will not be moving on to the challenge stage of our master season.
Ooh, my God. What? Yeah, I want to stream gameplay. Just my phone is 7%. Oh my gosh. More. I've actually done that before. Invite me.